Hey guys, today I want to show you our Children of the Light shirt. Show you what it looks like here. And of course in the back is your custom QR code. You can set this up so that when people scan it with a cell phone, it goes to your Utterance profile page. It can go to like a third-party website like your blog, for instance, or you can put like a custom message on there. I want to tell you about the concept behind Children of Light, what the idea, what that is. There's a scene in the Bible where the disciples are all hanging out with Jesus, and they ask kind of this out of left field question, who is the greatest in heaven? And if you have the setup of the story, it's not quite as out of left field. Just before this, Peter, James, and John went in the mountains with Jesus and actually saw Moses and Elijah. I mean, these are two of the most influential people in the Bible. This would have just blown them away to see these people, So in reality, it would have been a question I would have asked. I mean, how does that work? Is there a social order? How is that all determined? So it was a good question. Now Jesus does something really kind of profound. I assume there's a passing child that's walking by, and he grabs him and uses him as an illustration for what he wants to say. And he essentially says, unless you become like this child, you will never enter the kingdom of God. And essentially because of that, the greatest in heaven are like this little child. So this had to be just a very unusual thing for them to hear. Children during this time were, maybe a couple steps up from a slave. They weren't very highly ranked in the social order in the family. In fact, to call somebody a child would have almost been like an insult, But here's Jesus is saying, of all the people that have ever lived, throughout the history of the Israelites or whatever, unless they become like this child is greater than them. Very, very interesting. And then the idea of light. Jesus's anthem, his mascot is light. If he had a car, he would have a light bulb on the back instead of a fish. All throughout the Bible, John the Baptist talks about, this is the light of the world that's coming, and there's just tons of cool references. And light and darkness would have really resonated with people at this time. It was dark times, literally. I mean, it was a common occurrence for you to get up in the middle of the night and stub your toe on a donkey, for instance. There was just a lot of darkness. So this idea of Jesus being the light of the world, like I said, would have really resonated with these people. They really would have understood that. They lived in very tough times. So I think what kind of brought this all together, the concept of the shirt overall, was in Ephesians. Paul had this verse, and it just kind of blew me away, just the way that I read it. So Ephesians 5:8, for at one time you were darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. Thanks, guys.